morning to you, and thanks for joining us on our program on television this morning on ITV. Now, when you hear the rising sound there, then of course you know that it is our time on television on the program this morning on ITV. We call it TMI, and of course you say it is your ultimate program every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even on Sunday. And on this show, we ensure that we bring you to speed to happenings in the country and even outside the shores of Nigeria. My name is Evan Sunokoge, always not alone on this program. I've got my co-anchors in Lagos and of course my co-anchor in Abuja. Well, I've got two ladies in Lagos this morning. I've got Patricia and Messalina right there. Hello ladies, good morning.
Good morning, Evans. It's a beautiful day here in Lagos and good to see you on the screen.
Good morning, Evans.
Good
to see you on the screen.
Good morning, Patricia. Now, I don't know whether to start on a controversial note now. I won't do that. I mean, I don't want to replicate what happened yesterday on the floor of the Senate, whereby Natasha Akpoti resumed. I don't want to say resumed another bout of, conversation, tension and all that. But we saw how the abortion bill brought another tension to the floor of the House yesterday. Now, I think some analysts are already saying that it's perhaps too early for Natasha Akpoti to be going into some form of confrontation, with the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. Well, if you also look at what really played out yesterday, I mean, for that bill to be taken down by the House of the Senate now, it's almost not, called for. I mean, Natasha Akpoti had to speak her mind that, hey, she's a woman. And of course, when you talk about abortion, it has to do with a woman. So that bill has to be reintroduced. Now, ladies, I'll start with Messalina. I don't know how you feel about that.
I saw the video yesterday. I was like, okay, I don't know. The fact that I don't want to say they are stepping on her toes, not giving her the chance to talk. The fact that she's a woman, I'm not in support of that. I won't even lie, I'm not in support of her. She's a woman, she knows better about all those things, and the Senate's telling her that, okay, she can no longer talk about it, that they're done with that conversation. It's a no-no for me. I mean, they all have the right to speak. They're all senator. According to what Natasha says, the Senate president is not more of a senator than she is. I know, of course, is a Senate president, but everybody has a right to speak. The fact that she's there, that's yesterday, and they are having this conversation, not allowing her speak, and the fact that she's a woman, she knows better, she knows best. Not allowing her speak, it's a no for me. They were supposed to give her the opportunity to air out her mind, to talk about the situation at that point, and not giving her the opportunity to speak, I wouldn't lie, it's a no for me.
All right, so Patricia, I don't know how you feel about that too.
Okay, Messi says is a no for her. But anyway, I watched the clip yesterday, and then I was amazed because she was just there saying, Senate President, sir, can I speak? Can I speak? And then the Senate President was saying, no, it has been concluded and you cannot speak. But she kept on saying, I am a woman, I know better. When it comes to the case of abortion, I should be allowed to speak. But, they did not allow her to speak. And then because of what had transpired before, you begin to think, is it a follow-up from, the problem she had with the Senate President, or that was a standing rule in the House of Senate? But afterwards, we had Senator Adams Oshomole, who came up to say that, Mr. Senate President, when a case has been concluded and stepped down, you do not allow any other person to speak at that moment. So, you know how we think as human. We begin to think, oh no, it's because of what she had with the Senate President was why they didn't give her the opportunity to speak. But if you ask me, even if they had stepped down, it has to do with abortion, it has to do with women, you would have allowed her to speak and give her own coin about the issue.
All right, so this is about the first, attempt that she's making after her resumption to make her voice heard, and you can see, how it's, spanning out. Now, our former governor, that's the senator representing Edo North, Adams Oshomole, Senator Adams Oshomole, it's part of this. Now, if you go through major newspapers this morning, you see some bold headlines, like the one I have before me here. That's one of the major newspapers that said that tensions flare in Senate over abortion clause as Akpabio, Natasha, and Oshomole clash. So Oshomole, it's part of this controversy. But we just hope that it does not escalate into something that it will begin to generate, actions, counter reactions, and reactions as the time goes on, because we cannot afford, Nigerians cannot afford to have another bout of controversies surrounding Natasha Akpoti, at plenary goes on in the Senate. Anyway, the program this morning on ITV is still on your television. From our Benin Network this morning, we're going to be looking at the Nailthon. We understand that the platform has been launched yesterday again, and calling on prospective students and also parents to take advantage of the Nigeria Students Load Fund. So we're going to be talking about that extensively today, because we tend to have some governmental, agency officials that are going to be talking about that as the program goes on. Now, in Lagos, Messelina, so what's up? What are you discussing in Lagos this morning?
Okay, in Lagos, we are talking about the All Progressive Congress. The says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is unstoppable in 2027, and it's still about the APC and ADC, and now declaring that ethnic politics will no longer influence voters' behavior. And on the other side, the ADC, they are so confident, saying that Bola Ahmed Tinubu would not win the forthcoming 2027 election. So it's a clash between the APC and the ADC. I know this has been coming for a very long time, and they came out and they're so confident about it. And the fact that a lot of governors at this point are defecting, moving from their party to APC, and ADC are seeing these things, and they're so confident that, with this coalition stuff that we are doing, we are so confident that the All Progressive Party, which is the APC, they don't stand a chance for the 2027 election. And APC said Bola Ahmed Tinubu would win for the forthcoming 2027 election. So we'll be talking about that today from Lagos. It's just like APC versus ADC. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll see how all that plays out in the next couple of months to come as we make preparation for the 2027 presidential election. All right. So we'll take a short pause now so that we'll bring the corporate trainer into the discussion this morning, Inuagata Nusahai, and after which we'll go back to Lagos for the headlines of our major newspapers this morning. A very good morning to you one more time.
Inuagata Nusahai is my name, and I'm delighted to come your way this morning and make your day a premium value one. I've been on the soft skills series. I've had done over 5 episodes on soft skills. And this morning, the episode is focused on 4 ways soft skills keep customers coming back. 4 ways soft skills keep customers coming back. Now, customers' loyalty doesn't just end at the level of quality products. There are many companies, many businesses that have quality products, but getting that repeated customers' patronage doesn't just end at the level of you having quality product. You need to add soft skills to the equation, and it is that soft skills that make the customer to continue to patronize you over and over again. Is the soft skills that result to repeated patronage, which grows the business. And so this morning, like I said, our focus is on 4 ways soft skills keep customers coming back. And the first way that soft skills keep customers coming back is by building emotional connection between customers and your business. Now, purchase decision is often made by many customers from an emotional standpoint, from an emotional perspective. Purchase decision, buying decisions are often made by customers emotionally. Now, as a smart business person, you need to know how to connect into that realm of the customer, that decision making that is based on emotion. And one way you do that is through the soft skills of you always smiling, to the customer. It is a soft skill of you, giving that customer that warm greetings, that warm reception. It is a soft skill of you always making sure that the customer feel comfortable whenever the customer comes. Now, exhibiting this kind of soft skills of warm greeting, exhibiting the soft skill of smiling to the customer is going to make the customer feel valued. And when customers feel valued, they are going to continue to return for repeated patronage. They are going to give you more value of repeated customer transaction. They are going to give you the more value of increase in sales, of increase in turnover, of increase in patronage. So number 1 way that soft skills keep customers coming back is by building emotional connection between customers and your business. The second way that soft skills keep customers coming back is by gracefully resolving customers' complaints. Gracefully resolving customers' complaints. Now, as you interface with customer, the tendency of not experiencing conflict with the customer is very slim, especially when your customers numbers start increasing. As the customer base start increasing, the possibility of you having conflict with the customer, having issues with the customer is is always there. Not having that conflict is very slim. Now, the issue is actually not conflict coming up. The issue is your ability to resolve the conflict. Customers are going to judge you not by the mistakes you made. They are going to judge you by the maturity you display in fixing this mistake. Very, very important. The customer are not going to judge you by the mistakes you make. They are going to judge you, by, how you are able to display maturity to fix this mistake. So, soft skills will now come into play one more time. And when you are able to engage soft skills to see that you resolve the customer's complaint, the customer, is going to keep coming back. And, research revealed that when conflicts are resolved in favor of the customer will want to do business with you over 70% of the time. That means the customer will want to continue to come back. This is very important. We are looking at 4 ways soft skills keep customers coming back. The first one, I said, by building emotional connection between the business and the customer. The second one is by gracefully resolving customers' complaints. The third one is by improving communication and understanding. Lack of communication is often the source of customers' frustration. And in communicating with the customer, you need to learn to listen actively and then also speak with clarity, speak in clear terms, avoid jargons. The customer is not trained in your line of business or trained in your line of product development. So there is no need to use the brand lexicon that deeply relates to that business. Just speak in clear terms, listen actively to the customer, speak with clarity, and customers will always come back to patronize a business that listens to them and then also speak in clear terms to them. This is very important. Now, the fourth way, which which is a concluded one, the fourth way that soft skills keep customers coming back is by turning customers to brand ambassadors or brand advocates. Now, customers becoming brand ambassadors and becoming brand advocates means that the customer has become a marketer for your business, that you don't pay salary. Now, the customer getting to that level of speaking well on behalf of your business to people within his or her sphere of contact is a function of positive experiences the customer have had with you. And oftentimes, these positive experiences are driven by soft skills. Soft skills are positive attributes that project you in a positive light. If you have the soft skill of empathy, you exhibit the soft skill of empathy to the customer is going to become a brand advocate for you. If you exhibit the soft skill of after purchase follow-up to check how the customer is faring with the product, the customer is going to become a brand ambassador for you. The customer is going to become a marketer that you don't pay salary. This is very, very important. We have just looked at 4 ways soft skills keep customers coming back. The first one, I said, by building emotional connection between customers and your business. The second one, by gracefully resolving conflict. The third one, by improving communication and understanding. Then the fourth one is by turning customers to brand ambassadors and brand advocates. I know you want to ask questions, and that is why, my email is right there on the screen. You just send your questions across, send your inquiries, and then I, send the right response to you, and then we're able to build a better business for you, build a better brand, and be able to, inculcate that soft skills that will actually give you that POD, that point of differentiation that will really make your brand to have that competitive edge and competitive advantage. I'll be seeing you next week, Wednesday. And when I return, I will remain the amiable, Inuarata, no Sahai. Your day is so blessed. Thank you.
Selena Umqua. All right, now we would be revealing the papers, daily papers this morning. I am not alone. Patricia Gebres is here with me. Hello, Patricia.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Okay, and our guest that would be helping us analyze the newspaper this morning is Dr. Victor Okai, a political analyst. Hello, good morning, Dr. Victor. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for always coming. Okay, now moving on to the newspaper review, we will be starting with the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. The big headlines on the Daily Trust newspaper says, women, children killed in another Niger tanker explosion. That is the big headlines there on the Daily Trust newspaper. All right, another headline says, ADC Secretariat attacked in Ekiti, Party 6 probe. You get that on page 12 from the Daily Trust newspaper. Also, another headline says, Bauchi creates a 13 new emirate. You get that on page 7. Another headline says, Christian genocide claim in Nigerian falls. Sultan. You get that on page 3 from the Daily Trust newspaper. 17-year-old boy allegedly plucks sister's eyes for ritual. You get that on page 7 from the Daily Trust newspaper. Also, protests, court reminds Namdi Kanu's lawyer brother in prison. You get that in page 6 from the Daily Trust newspaper. Another headline says, acknowledged most powerful tool for just society, Saraki. You get that on page 10 from the Daily Trust newspaper. These are all the headlines on the Daily Trust. Do well to get your paper. Dr. Victor Ohai, I want us to quickly talk about 17-year-old boy allegedly plucks sister's eyes for rituals. You know, this ritual thing, would you want to say it's peer pressure? 17-year-old boy is supposed to be in school, thinking about money for ritual, and now he has plucked his sister's eye. You know, when I saw the video, I was really, it's somehow. What would you have to say about that?
It is sad, obviously. Why at that age, you know, I mean, what kind of money? There are no responsibilities. He's not
Exactly.
married. He's not paying school fees. He's not even responsible for his parents. And so, but I guess it's what we see in the society today where people celebrate, you know, we don't celebrate intellectual prowess anymore, or we celebrate these days I mean, any form of worship of money. People don't ask questions anymore. And so it's a reason, so you find kids now wanting money by every means possible, and there are no consequences for bad behavior. So that's why it's like, but it's really sad. I mean, it breaks one's heart to hear that such a thing has happened, and I hope he pays dearly for it.
Very sad. Very sad.
Very sad, if you ask me. Very sad. Okay, moving on, we're going to be moving to the Punch newspaper this morning. And the big news there is convention, PDP convention. Lamido Turaki McAfee, lead PDP chairman raise. You can find that in page 2. And then moving on, presidency can clash over Christian genocide claim. Okay, you can also find that in page 26. Niger governor mourns as 35 killed in tanker explosion. We're always having this tanker explosion. You can find that on page 4 and 5. And then we also moving on. Presidential pardon. AGF orders multi-agency probe. You can find that in page 2. And then we move on to delays APC move. Amid Sylvia Lakborihi and power talks. You can find that in page 2. And then moving on, Sanwo-Olu, Fashola, Ambonde, Lagos APC endorses President Bola Tinubu's re-election. You can find that in page 2 also. But let me quickly ask you, I'm going to be taking the PDP convention. For a moment, you will think that PDP is dead. I'm sorry to use that language. You would just think that, okay, PDP is not put together anymore. And here we see that they are going to be having a convention. Do you think anything good will come out from this convention?
Okay, so truth is that I think that the People's Democratic Party is still, even though the most widely spread, is still one of the, you know, among all the other parties, it's more widely spread competing only with the APC at the moment, you know. So it's going to be difficult to assume that it is dead. That a few people leave doesn't mean that the party itself is dead. It's just like a tree shedding off its leaves and stems for new ones to emerge. And in a way, it's good for the party as well, because you see, there are dead woods there who have stunted the growth of a lot of people. And so when they move, it creates opportunity for new leaders to emerge. So I think that that's what it is.
And then you think they could give APC, you know, a good fight in 2027 election?
The truth is, the next election is for APC to win or lose. I'll explain what I mean by that. For it to win or lose depends on what it does. And I'm not talking about manipulating elections, because I think Nigerians are going to come out even stronger this time. But, you know, your performance will determine whether you stay or not. If you are careless, then there's always somebody in the opposition. I mean, it happened to PDP. They thought they would be there forever. And then in a moment of, you know, carelessness, they lost it. So it could happen again, you know.
I think anyway, I'm going to give Mercy the opportunity to go ahead, but let me quickly add this to what you just said. I think you're putting aside the case of rigging.
No, I didn't say, I mentioned it when I started talking. I said, away from manipulation of its oil rigging. I said so at the beginning.
Okay.
You know, that, you know, it's just to win or lose. I'm not putting my head, I'm not wrapping my, I want to talk about other things being equal. You know, so all parties will attempt to rig. All parties will do everything possible to gain advantage, obviously.
All right. Moving on, we're still on the newspaper review. Moving to the Vanguard newspaper this morning. The big headlines on the Vanguard newspaper says, court reminds Kanu's lawyer, brother, 10 others in prison. You get that in page 5 from the Vanguard newspaper. A sub-writer says, defendants chanted war songs, police alleged. Another sub-writer says, I'm safe but still in Kujum prison. Ejima Ko, another sub-writer says, we are mimicking democracy. Farutimi, another sub-writer says, faulty police judiciary. Another one says, action aid, amnesty, condemns all sorts on protesters. Okay, that is for that. Moving on, still on the Vanguard newspaper, another headline says, court nullifies Ebonyi 2024 LG elections, sacks chairman and councillors, chairman and councillors. You get that on page 37 from the Vanguard newspaper. All right, still on the Vanguard, tanker explosion, over 30 killed in Niger from falling tankers. You get that on page 7 from the Vanguard newspaper. Why governance others are defecting to APC, Governor Sule. You get that on page 9 from the Vanguard newspaper. We will all go after enemies of our sovereignty. You get that on page 8. CDS. You get that on page 8 from the Vanguard newspaper. 73% of rural residents say inflation rate is high, CBN. You get that on page 20 from the Vanguard newspaper. Why Nigeria should not be designated country for concern, Kuka. You get that on page 14. And a sub-writer on this says, can fire back at president, says a Christian genocide real. You get that on page 8 from the Vanguard newspaper. Another headline says 2026 WCQ NFF rolls out plans for Super Eagles playoff. You get that on page 39 from the Vanguard newspaper. Okay, let's quickly talk about the court reminds Kanu's lawyer, brother, 10 others in prison. You know, this protest that has been going on, free Nnamdi Kanu. Let's talk about that, Dr. Victor.
Okay, so what has happened is, and that's the excuse the government is using, that they had obtained court injunctions restraining them, particularly from certain places. And so, of course, this was preemptive in a sense, and that, and also, they felt that they had probably gone over and beyond where they were not, they were restricted from, and so they used that as an excuse. But it was always going to happen because if it was the only way to ensure that they can forestall future demonstrations. The government was not going to sit and watch while that demonstration takes place. It doesn't make it right. We have a right to protest.
Yeah.
And why the lawyer should be arrested, I think like every other citizen, he has a right to come out and protest.
Yes.
But I guess that the government obviously is hiding behind the finger of the law, that they had obtained an injunction. And then, like, I think I heard you read there that they said while they were going, they were chanting songs of war.
Yes,
People
they were.
do it all the time. That's not an issue. But it has happened. And before I forget, I think there was a very important headline that we may end up not discussing, which is the tanker explosion. I mean, 30, 35 lives is not 30, 35 chickens.
Yes.
And the important thing about that story is that, most of the victims were women and children. They were killed in the tanker. They were the first to arrive at the scene. And what caused the explosion was two things. One, the tanker fell over. And why did it fall over? Bad roads. For a newspaper report, it was as a result of bad roads. So the bad roads, obviously, that's what makes tankers fall most times.
Yes,
It wasn't
exactly.
a collision or anything. So it fell as a result of bad roads, which is an indictment again on our federal roads. Two things. Our rail system needs to work. These things should not be ferried on the roads like that. They spoil the road, and not only do they spoil the roads remain bad, and then they end up being victims of the same road, and then create further victims and casualties again from things like what has just happened. And then, like I said, the first people to arrive at the scene were women and children, and they were the ones that were killed.
Yeah.
It is really, really, really sad.
Sad,
And,
very, very sad.
So.
All right, moving on.
Okay,
Patricia.
let's go to the Daily Times. The major story on Daily Times is defilement of minor. Senate recommends life imprisonment without option on fine. You can find that on page 4. And then we move on to Nigeria far from respite despite 3.17% drop in food prices. This is a report from SBM. You can find that on page 4. And then moving on, we have protest aftermath. Kano's lawyer brother, 10 others remanded in Kuje prison. You can find that in page 2. And then in page 5, you can also find Senate may approve 2% retention of recovery for EFCC. Asks Commission to publish frivolous petitions. And then on page 11, you can find experts fault 712 billion Lagos airport remodeling, warn against hasty execution. And then WhatsApp on page 10, you can find WhatsApp's next big shift. Users' name may replace phone numbers. Let's go to the defilement of minor. The Senate had this. The Senate had this yesterday. Just in a quick one, recommended life imprisonment without option of fine. Do you think this is good move?
Okay, so while I think it is, it is a very abominable act and all that, I personally think that life imprisonment may be going too far. The reason I say so is that you might, in the mix of things, especially in the kind of judicial system we have in Nigeria, have innocent people in the mix as well. And so if such a thing happens, then the person remains there. 10 years is very long.
Yeah.
It looks like nothing, but it's a very long time, honestly. I think that something like 10 years, 15 years is bad enough. For rape, I think it's about maybe 14 years or thereabouts, but to say for life, and if the person turns out to be innocent, it's like a death sentence.
Yes.
I think it's extreme.
All right.
And some of the people who are doing this, who are even recommending this thing, defile minors. Minors are people under 18. So it's not just, and the reason I say this, and we have to be very careful, is that you see some 17-year-olds or 16-year-olds who already look like they're training. And then what happens? And if they set up somebody with somebody of that age, then you go away for life. It doesn't make sense.
All right,
I
thank
think we should
you.
be reasonable.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Victor Ohai. This is all we've got for you from the dailies this morning. Do well to get all the copies and go through them. Okay, we are still on TMI this beautiful morning. We would be handing over to Benin for the continuation on TMI. Just stay.
All right, thank you so much. All right, that program still on your television this morning on ITV. Yeah, before we, take a start on our Benin discussion this morning, Tolokwe Oguntumehi, my co-anchor in Abuja, is right on set. Tolu, good morning to you.
A wonderful morning to you. So good to be with you this morning.
Yeah, Tolu. Tolu, good morning.
Yeah, wonderful morning to you.
Yeah, nice to have you on the program. Now, good to know that we're here together again Wednesday. We started this morning by looking at the opera yesterday at the Senate, whereby Natasha, almost having a controversial session with the Senate President yesterday over a bill that has been stepped down, the abortion, the bill rights and all that. Now, I don't know how you react to that too.
Yeah, really interesting what really went down in the National Assembly. I think we got to the point we are tired of the back and forth. And besides, it's also important that Senator Natasha also to be aware of the rules when it comes to speaking on issues in the National Assembly. And this back and forth is not what we want at this point in time, but rather we want something constructive that can really help to that lead to the growth of this nation. Because looking at the antecedent, it will have been quick for so many people to come to the aid of Natasha at this point in time because of the last issue that went down between him and the Senate president, talking about Senator Akpabio. But when we take a look at the facts pointed out by Senator Adams Oshiomhole, you have no reason to agree that the rules are there and they are sacrosanct, and every member of the Senate must also abide by the rules. So for the Senator Natasha not to have heard in that regard, I don't think anything bad in what decision taken right there. But instead of it blowing it out of proportion, I think we should also focus on the rules. And I think at this point in time, I think the Senate is right in the decision making, but we shouldn't read so many things in between the lines, but rather take a look at it from the perspective of the law. And I think in that regard, the Senate has not heard in that regard. That's my that.
Okay. All right, thank you so much, Tolu, there. Now, you're going to be seeing Tolu much more later on this program, this morning on ITV, as he takes his discussion from Abuja. Yeah, back to Benin now, where we're going to be discussing the NEF Fund. The NEF Fund, that's the Nigeria Student Loan Fund. That's the impact on Nigeria's education. Well, we understand that the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEF Fund, has officially launched its student loan application portal for the 2025-2026 academic session, offering eligible students in tertiary institutions across the country an opportunity to access the financial assistance. Then we also got to know that according to a statement released on Tuesday by the Director of Strategic Communication, Osayemi, yes, now by the Osayemi Oluwatoye, the application period will begin on a Thursday, October 23rd, 2025, and close on Saturday, January 31st, 2026. NEF Fund hereby advised newly admitted students to complete their applications using their admission number or JAMB registration number, noting that a matriculation number is not required at this stage. The agency also called on tertiary institutions to accommodate students whose loan applications are in progress by adjusting their registration and fee payments deadlines accordingly. Then also too, we understand that institutional, let's see now, we also understand that it is the appeal. That is, it is an appeal that NEF Fund is making, emphasizing the importance of ensuring that financial hardship does not hinder students from accessing education. Well, I think this is where personally I want to say thanks to the current administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, trying to help parents so that their wards and children can access tertiary education in the country. We pray that this NEF Fund works, in the country, and so that it will go on. All right, so to discuss all this this morning, we are so privileged to have two gentlemen here from the National Orientation Agency. Yes, two gentlemen here from the National Orientation Agency. I mean, they are government officials and federal government officials for that matter. All right, so we'll be right back. Please just stay tuned. Hold on. right, thank you one more time. So in the next couple of minutes, we're going to be looking at the NEL Fund loan in Nigeria and how it impacts on Nigeria's education. Now, when we talk about education, we're restricting it now. NEL Fund is restricting this loan to tertiary education in Nigeria. We have two gentlemen here. Please join me to welcome Barrister Osahon Woye, who is the state director of the National Orientation Agency in Edo State here. So you're welcome to the program this morning on ITV.
Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers.
I always call you state coordinator, state director, you're welcome. Then the young and astute Rollins Ogbomo is also here with us. He's the HOD, that's the head of Department Youth Engagement and Inclusion at the National Orientation Agency, Edo State. So welcome to the program this morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Nigeria.
All right, so you are the youth here, so I think if we're going to be asking who needs the loan now, you probably need the loan more than Mr. Barrister Saho here. All right, so tell us about NEL Fund. You know, what is NEL Fund? What is it all about? So, Mr. Rollins.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Evans. NEL Fund, as you said earlier, you know, is the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. This fund was established and recently by Mr. President. And Mr. President, due to his good heart, you know, he has said that no Nigerian child should go through school or should not have the ability to go through school, especially in the university. That is why Mr. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu has come about this NEL Fund to help our youth and our young adults to go through university education, especially, you know. And this is a loan. It's a loan-free fund. You collect it every section as a student of a university. You collect it every section, and there's also what you call the upkeep money. You apply for it, you go to the portal, you collect it, it's a tuition and your upkeep money. So that's how Mr. President has provided this for our students.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so state director now. He just said that it's a loan-free fund. That word free.
No, sorry to say, it's an interest-free loan.
It's an interest-free loan. In other words, you don't pay interest
I'm
for it.
Yes,
okay.
It's an interest-free loan.
Because we need to get things right so that you know, students and parents out there don't get it mixed up.
Yeah.
Now, but let's look at it one more time, because we understand that as part of the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President, when President Bola Ahmed came on board, almost about 2 years, more than a year ago now, he came and he told us a lot of things. This is one of the things that he talked about. But at the time that this opportunity came, about some few months ago, the portal was shut down. Only about 2 days ago now that we understand that the portal has reopened. Now, the measures taken is to ensure that prospective students of universities, you know, get opportunity to, you know, access tertiary education. But right now, universities are almost round up for the 2024-2025 academic session. And of course, on the verge of beginning another session sometime in November or January next year. Now, you tell us, because we are looking at a situation whereby the hiccups of this loan, applying for the loans, you know, and all that. So what measures do you think that students, prospective students, will be taking to ensure that they can easily access this loan? State Director.
Thank you very much. Before I say anything right now, let me first and foremost celebrate my Director General, Malam Lanre Issa Onilu, on his 2 years anniversary as a substantive Director General of our great organization. He's been doing so well. And severally on this medium, we've been coming to tell the world on what NOAA is doing. And he has made NOAA to be more accessible to journalists to every sector of the economy.
You know, whenever I have you on set, I always want to attack NOAA. So
I know,
let us
I know.
not go there. Now,
Yes.
NOAA is not the one doing this NEL fund, but
No.
NOAA is a government agency.
We are the one preaching it.
And so that's the reason
And,
why.
and why are we doing this preaching is that recently, if you look at the 5 thematic areas we just did, NEFOND was among. And we in the South-South, you know, we in the South-South, before now, we've not been accessing the loan.
Yeah, that's why we invited you, because
Yes,
we know that you
but
have
now
the information.
the South-South students of every higher institutions are now accessing the loan.
Okay.
Now, that was why I give kudos to University of Benin. University of Benin, the VC came out on its own, told the students they should come and access the loan. And if you access the loan at the University of Benin, if you access the loan, even if you have exams, you will still go and write the exam because you have accessed the loan. It's a must pay money.
In other words, it doesn't. When the money gets to the school, does not disturb your
No,
academic
your
calendar.
examination. No. You must get it.
Okay.
So far, you have accessed it.
Okay.
And it's doing
And you
so
have
well.
evidence
Yes,
that your
you have done
assessment
the
has been
assessment.
approved.
Because yes, you have done the assessment. We are just waiting for the fund to be disbursed.
Okay.
And if you look at presently, about more than 600,000 students all over the federation have accessed the loan. And 59 billion naira have been disbursed
So far.
So we in the South, we are really lacking. We were really ignorant about it. But now, they cannot go and access the loan. Sure, you understand?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, let me give you an information too. To our parents out there and our students, guardians and our doctors and our children in higher institutions. The loan is very, very real. You must get it. Make a research on your own.
How much is the loan?
It depends on the school fees of the institution
Okay.
for a section. Yes, recently it was closed, but now it has been opened, it has been launched again. For those coming in for 2025-2026 academic section.
Yeah.
As you rightly said, yes, some institutions in Edo State, they are on break right now. So now the students coming in can access the loan. That is the reason why it's launched. If you look at the date, it's January next year.
Admission is in process.
Admission
now
is in
for new
process,
intakes.
yes.
So those students, those prospective students can access the
Of
loan
course, yes.
with their JAMB registration
Yes,
number.
yes, without matriculation, because NEFON knows they don't have matriculation numbers for now. But with your JAMB registration number, your admission, you know, number, everything, you can access the loan. And from there, you'll be given. How much? It depends on how much the university is paying for their tuition fee. If the university, assuming they are paying 20 kobo, then it's 20 kobo they will send.
All right, let me pause you. I'll come to you later. Now, Mr. Rollins, don't you think, because we are beginning to see issues in this thing already, because the directive is that you can access the loan with your JAMB registration number.
Yeah.
Now, all students that sat for the last post-UTME, certainly they have a JAMB registration number,
Yeah.
but they don't have matriculation number yet, because and it is not all the students that are going to have matriculation number. In other words, not all students are going, not all candidates that sat for the that sat for the UTME are going to be admitted. Now, this loan, who is it? Who are they giving it to? Are they giving it to a matriculated student of a school, or for the fact that you sat for your JAMB, you have registration number, even if you've not been given admission? Please, we need to get it clear.
Okay, just like you read in your opening recitation before this program, you noted that what is required is your JAMB registration number or your admission number. You must have gotten admission into a university.
Okay.
And that admission requires you to own a number. They give you an admission number during your process of registration in the university.
Your admission number is your matriculation number.
Yes. And they have alternated that one. that if you cannot get that, you can also use your JAMB registration number.
Yeah, well, that's what we're saying. So that, because we're trying to be careful here, so that the loan does not get to the wrong person and the right, get to the wrong person. State Director, you may want to clarify.
Yes, it can't get to the wrong person. It's going straight with your admission number. I mean, with your JAMB registration number, it gets straight to you.
What about if you don't get the admission? I mean,
yes, if you don't get the admission and you applied, you understand. If you don't get the admission and you apply, at the end of it all, you won't get it. Even if the tuition fee is being paid, they can withdraw it from it. NEFund, they have style of doing.
Okay, I think what happens is that maybe
I understand what you are trying to say.
Okay, who does NEFund send the money to? To individuals?
To the schools direct.
Okay, to the school directly.
Yes.
Okay, so that saves that question.
It's straight to the school.
Okay. All right, State Director also, please tell us, because it is for tertiary students in tertiary institutions.
Yeah.
Now, little wonder, which of the tertiary institutions are we talking about now? Is it the state-owned tertiary institutions or any tertiary institution that,
Yeah.
or the government-owned tertiary institutions?
Yes. Students from other tertiary institutions, apart from the university, have been asking, just like in ECPOMA, and I told them, for now, no. But for federal higher institutions, it's automatic.
Okay,
Township Polytechnic, one, Federal College of Education, then the University of Benin. You understand? They can access the loan.
Okay, only federal
for
institutions.
Now, yes, because I know the state will do same, and they are planning such thing in their kitty right now.
Okay, so it's only the federal-owned institutions
for now, yes,
that their students can apply.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
For those downtrodden parents that can't pay school fees, that's why the NEFund is coming out now, for those ones that can't pay the school fees.
Now, Rollins, please, I want you to tell us again, because when this development is on, it is a laudable development, there's no doubt about that, but we need to be careful so that the loan does not get to the wrong person. Just like what the State Director said, that those students that their parents, in other words, indigent students, that's how they are called. Vulnerable student. But how do we know a vulnerable student? How do we know a student that his or her parents cannot afford the school fees?
How do you know a student who, if you ask me, there are a lot of youths and young persons in this society that have struggled, to get into the university, and a lot of them have not been able to make it. And also there are a lot of them who have struggled through their own sweat to send themselves to school. And you will know that if you do that, it will definitely affect your output in the long run while you go through school. You're working, you go to the farm for some, while some others go to the site to work, just to get themselves through school. And these have affected the individual. It has affected so many from not going to school. It has affected those that are able to struggle to go to school, not to concentrate at that level, that 100% level. So that's why we are lauding Mr. President on this initiative. It is a big one. We should not sleep on this at all. It is a big one. So we are lauding Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President, for the NEFund. The NEFund is good, and all parents, whether you are well-to-do to take your child through school, I think, or not, I think you should key into the NEFund and enjoy it.
All right, now, State Director, perhaps you may have more information on this now, because I remember when we were in school, some of my classmates then, there was a story of a certain guy that had to get his results 2 years later. Magnanimous enough, the school authority allowed him to sit for the exam and all that, but his results were not published because he was owing the school. Now, don't you think, because what some stakeholders are saying is that it should be the institutions that should suggest to NEFund. I mean, the institutions, they have the record of the students. They see the regularity of how you pay your school fees. And of course, the institutions, they know students that are struggling. to pay their school fees. I mean, if your school fees is not regular, then it means that you may be struggling with the ability to pay the school fees. So it ought to be the schools now that should suggest to NEFON that these are the students, these are the indigent students that we have, rather than the students applying on their own. How do you look at that, State Director?
Presently, we have dropouts, many dropouts in many of these higher institutions. And what Mr. President did is that there are dropouts, and most of our youth, they are out there. Why are they not going to the school? Just because they don't have, their parents doesn't have the wherewithal. But Mr. President deemed it fit to say, now they've removed oil subsidy, and the fallout from the oil subsidy are the funds that are now used. I now felt that these dropouts outside, maybe there were a lot of questions anyway. They asked questions and they were now telling, during the research, that said because they couldn't pay their tuition fees. That was why they dropped out.
I'm aware.
Now the president,
the emphasis I'm trying to make is that the loan does not go to the wrong person.
It can never go to the wrong person.
As a student, you are not wrong to get it.
No. Because
no, I mean the attention is for indigents.
Yes.
Is it not for indigent students?
Yes, for
students
indigent
that
students.
cannot.
Yes, you are now suggesting that the university
also suggest, that's what stakeholders are saying.
Yes, if you look, it's not really indigent students can apply. Non-indigent students, if you want to, go ahead. The money is for everybody.
All Nigerian students.
All Nigerian students. It's not particular for indigent students alone. Sure, you understand? It's just to reduce dropouts. It's just to make sure that there's no dropouts in that institution.
Or in other words, to encourage.
Yes, it's encouraging our parents and it's encouraging the students itself to, just like Mr. Obomo has spoken.
Yeah.
He said some of them are going out doing farming and other unskilled jobs just for them to go to school. But now you don't need to do that. The stress is no longer there. Go straight, access the fund, and after getting the fund, the school pays, the NEFON pays straight to the school for your tuition fee. And the school will never come and ask you about your tuition fee. It's already there. Then you have that mind to start reading. You concentrate more on what you came to do in that university environment or in that higher institution.
Okay. All right. Now, Mr. Rollins, now it is a loan, and when we say loan, there are monies that you borrowed, so you are supposed to pay back. So, what is the time limit? Is it at graduation? Or when you eventually find a job? And if you tell me that, the argument, to that is that no jobs in Nigeria. So because the possibility of sustaining this initiative is what we are looking at, so that previous administrations can come on and continue with it. I mean, if we have a situation whereby this initiative ends with this administration because of the non-paying back of this loan, then of course we are not going nowhere. So when do you pay back the loan?
Okay. The loan is actually to be paid back.
When?
Like I said earlier, it's an interest-free loan. It is 2 years after your NYSC scheme. 2 years after your NYSC. And upon that, it must be that that individual has started working already. That's the condition. Yes.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying now. You are lucky to be employed by NOAA.
Yes.
A lot of persons will go through, they will round up their university education today. Yes. They may not even get employed.
If you can deduce from what I just said, the loan is to be paid 2 years after your NYSC scheme. And if there's a condition there, if you get employed.
If you don't get employed, what happens?
The agency, the NEFON agency, have their way of getting their money. But it is certain that these students are monitored to the point of their NYSC and also to the point of their employment. And if there's no employment as at the time that is stipulated, the agency have their plans and they know what to do.
Now, Mr. State Director, perhaps you may want to tell us whether there is an insurance aspect of this loan, because if you own a bank account in Nigeria today, I mean, for most of us salary earners, you know, at times you are tempted to take a loan from your salary account. And of course, during the process, the bank, there's a time that the bank shows you that there's a life insurance, you know, payment that you make. That goes to say that on the event that the person dies, then the insurance takes over, you know, that. So is there an insurance aspect of this loan that we're not talking about, State Director?
Yeah, there's no insurance on net fund. It's just like you have said, it's after 2 years. Yes, you might be arguing here that there's no jobs in this country. But I assure you, it's only when you get a job after your youth service, then you start payment. And the payment is not a thing that is focused on you. You understand? There's no certain amount from net fund. And maybe after employment, be paying 5,000 or 50,000. No, it's how much you can be paying till when the loan finishes. You understand? That's what is how much you can be paying till when the loan finishes. So it doesn't mean they will just tell you be paying so amount. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, viewers out there, the program is still this morning on ITV. We quickly take a short break, and when we return, we're going to be looking at other aspects of the NEL fund. That's the Nigeria's Education Loan Fund that the federal government has, you know, released to cushion the suffering of prospective students in the country. Well, we understand that the portal, you know, has been launched, and of course from tomorrow, which is a Thursday, that prospective students can start applying and to see how they can take advantage of that initiative. We'll be right back. All right, thank you one more time. The program still on your television this morning on ITV. Our discussion this morning is centered on the NEL Fund, that's the Nigeria's Education Loan Fund, an initiative that has been launched and you know, is just on, and Nigerians are advised to take advantage of this development. And with us this morning, we still have the State Director of the National Orientation Agency, Barrister Woginye Osahon, and also Mr. Rollins Ogbomo, who is in charge of the Youth Development Department of the NOAA in Edo State. Now, State Director, you are going to be telling us, because my own concern this morning is for this initiative to continue, and hence the kind of question I'm asking. Now, A situation whereby Nigerians today, after university education, the Japa syndrome, they leave, and of course some of them they leave and they live forever. You may not see them again. Now, for a student that took advantage of this loan, after the completion of his or her tertiary education, the person travels abroad. Then now, what now becomes of the payback thing that we're trying to emphasize here?
Yes, that's a good question. But still on payback. After the loan has been disbursed to you and you've used it and you've completed it, then you've done your youth service, you've now gotten a job. It's 10% of the total emolument of what you get. That's what you pay back to the fund.
Oh, 10% of the total amount that they give to you?
Yes.
10%?
And secondly, from what
you mean if you got 10 million naira, then you pay 10% of that 10 million naira back to the government?
You pay, it's 10% of your salary.
Okay, 10% of your salary that
yes.
they deduct from you.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what you will pay to the net fund.
Okay.
Yes. But for those that are, traveling, yes, there are some persons, they will want to access the loan. And after collecting the loan, after they might have finished their youth service, the next thing is to Japa. But you remember there are securities to that effect. We have your BVN and there's NIN.
Oh.
Yes, and this is all over.
Oh, you mean, yeah, really? Because today if you are traveling and you tend to make an international passport, your NIN is required.
Yes, it's required. And by then, they would have seen that you are owing the federal government so amount. So for you to Japa is difficult. You just
it may not be difficult for you to Japa. If you Japa, then you don't want to pay back. It's difficult.
It's difficult to if you Japa. But meanwhile, with that NIN and your BVN, it's going to be very difficult. Those are the security and the fund are using to track or trap students who have collected these loans.
Now, Mr. Rollins, you also want to talk on this too?
Just as my boss and my director has said, just in line with that, even if you leave the shores of this country to other countries and you stay there till only God knows, there's a system within the Nigerian system, which is securities like the BVN, like your NIN, your NIN. This system helps in checking an individual anywhere your location is in the world. At least with the BVN, your account is checked, and with the NIN, your identity is known. So with these systems, they can always, the Net Fund Agency can always get their money back. Yes, regardless of where you stay in the globe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how can prospective students now? How can they really take advantage? How can they apply? The portal, how do we have the portal address and all that?
Yes.
The state director.
Okay.
Yeah, you can apply through a link. And we have nefund.gov.ng.
Okay.
If you apply through that link, they will ask you questions, and you fill in the questions online and you submit. From there, you get your fund after submission. It's very easy. Parents can use this opportunity to try it. And assuming we have laptops or anything here, we can just try it and it goes. Yes, then we ask you questions. That is where you see NIN and BVN because of the security aspect. Because there are some persons, they will just go, they won't want to pay. They say this is federal government money. But meanwhile, it's a loan given to you to help both the student and your parents. You understand? So the Japa syndrome does not really matter on this. If you Japa, you must be caught.
Okay. How many times can you access the loan? I mean, you are admitted to do a 4 years program in a university. How many times can you get the loan?
I think it's every section.
Oh, every section?
Yes, every section. Every section, tuition fees have been paid. For this year, 2025, 2026, they just launched it and it's on right now. So you can start applying. You understand? Till January next year. So admissions, of course, yes, is on in some higher institutions. Some have even not finished admitting. So they can still apply. So far you have your admission, you have been given admission, you go ahead with the application.
Now, Rollins, quickly, before we wrap it up on this program now, quickly tell us, I understand that there's an aspect, I think 20,000 naira to be given monthly as stipends to applicants, even as they give you a pay. That one will be paid directly to your own personal account. Then why the tuition fee will be paid to the school's account? Is that correct?
Yes, very correct. It's just called the upkeep money. The upkeep, you are paid the tuition. The school gets the tuition, and the individual, which is the student, gets the upkeep.
Of 20,000 naira.
20,000 naira. So that is what you should use to, do your surviving in school, get your Indomie, eat.
Anyway, we want to say a very big thank you to the State Director, Barrister Osahan Wogie.
Thank you very much.
And also Mr. Rollins Obomo.
We are always free, anytime, any day. You can call on us.
Yes, but the problem that members of the public have always had with NOAA is that not until we call you don't come for sensitization. I mean, these are issues that are public-oriented. I mean, we've not even seen, we've not heard jingle, about this NEL fund, because we're talking about mass mobilization here. And, I will always talk about the days of MAMSA as against the days of NOAA.
Yes,
I mean, one would have expected that this kind of issue is on the public domain. Everybody knows about it. Barrister.
Our mandate is dissemination of information. And that is what we are trying to do. This NEL fund recently went all the nook and crannies of the state. We went all through the nook and crannies. We started telling them. We went on advocacy visit to traditional rulers, telling them about this NEL fund so that they will cascade it to their subjects. Sure you understand? We went to all local governments of this state just recently, and about a month ago, we were here to tell you why people must access NEL fund.
Okay.
We were here.
All right, thank you one more time. So that's, the NEL fund there. So we call on parents and students to take advantage of this initiative so that, if you are a parent and you are paying the school fees of your children, tertiary institution school fees, you should know what I'm talking about here. The heat is really not easy. So now that the Bola Ahmed administration is giving a leeway, so we advise that parents and students out there should take advantage of this. Well, thank you one more time, Barrister, and also Mr. Jerry. Now, we take a short pause now so that we'll join Abuja, where Oguntumeye Tolokwe is standing by. And he's going to be talking about the hashtag protest, the release Kanu hashtag protest. Please stay tuned.
Welcome back, right there. Still this morning on ITV from the Abuja Network Studio. And today, from the Abuja Network Studio, we'll surely be taking a look at the state of insecurity, the recent court ruling on Nnamdi Kanu, and also the protest that has also ravaged the length and breadth of this country. What is the implication of this? And also, what do you think about the way and manner government has handled the issue? Joining me this morning to take a critical look at this is no other person than Israel Abam, is the PFN chairman, FCT chapter. It's a pleasure to have you this morning.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm sure you've been following the event in recent days, the continual incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu and the recent protests that ravage the length and breadth of this country. What do you make of the protest in the first instance?
First and foremost, thank you for having me here. Viewers, welcome. My take and our take is protest is part of a democratic society. Citizens have a right to protest. I mean, come on. It's done all over the world. Genuine protests, not violent disruptions of life in the city or in the nation. But when government begins to be knee-jerk in their reaction towards the protests of the people, then you begin to wonder what's going on. Here in Abuja, I don't know what happened in other cities of the country, but here in Abuja, major cities were locked down. The city was really locked down. It should not be so. It should not be so. People should be allowed to protest. I mean, it's part of our rights, fundamental human rights as citizens of the country. It's how democracy is practiced all over the world. So one was not really pleased the way the government, reacted to the protests. Nnamdi Kanu has, we don't want to go into the dynamics of that case, but there are so many rulings, court rulings. I think that sometimes government needs to do the needful to maintain the peace in the land. They should not be the ones disturbing the peace.
Interesting right there. But let me also take a look at it from this perspective. When we talked about the fact that the continuing incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu, some government officials have argued the fact that to keep the peace of this country, we need to continue to keep this man in incarceration. While some people have also given instances of the recent decision taken by the president when he decided to forgive some certain individuals who have questionable character. Just opposite the two. A lot of people are saying the government is speaking from two sides of the mouth. What do you make of this?
Absolutely. Some of the people on that list are enemies of the state, simply, putting it that way. I'll let go, okay? Some of the charges, apart from being a preacher, I'm also a lawyer. Some of I think the main charges that were brought against Nnamdi Kanu over the years have been dropped. So what's the justification? What's the justification? And then you have such a situation before you, you are pardoning people we know are enemies of state. No. The government has not done right by the people in those circumstances.
Yeah, but away from that, one major issue that also been at the front burner in recent days has been a series of allegations leveled against the Nigerian government. So they're talking about the genocide being committed against Christians. That for so many people, they are wondering, where is that coming from? I'm sure you also be following interest when it comes to that. Let me first have your own take about this pronouncement coming from some senators in the United States accusing the Nigerian government of genocide against Christians. What do you make of this?
Please, we need to have understanding.
Okay.
Genocide is a word. It's a legal term. Nigeria is a signatory to the prevention and punishment of the crime of genocide. 1948 is a convention.
Okay.
country has to state actually the body I represent and the Christian community, we are completely agreed of the fact that genocide has happened and is happening in Nigeria.
How do you mean?
First and foremost, when you come against a group of people with a view to terminating them, that's genocide under the convention. When you come against a group of people because of their religion, because of their tribe, because of their ethnicity, that's genocide. Physically, mentally, to terrorize them, of course. When you displace them, look at what happened in Dapchi with the Leah Sharif and her
likes.
Her likes, all the guests, 270 of them that they took away, raped, married off, changed their religion. It's all part of the definition of what it means to commit genocide under the 1948 convention, to which Nigeria is a signatory. So we cannot be, you know, I know there are political undertones,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
but we cannot be speaking, you know, without the facts. The facts support the claim. Unfortunately, our government, see, this government is not the cause of the genocide.
Okay.
Genocide had been happening before this government came. We give it to them. But government is a continuous business.
Yeah.
They should do something to stop it. Look at the ID cards. In IDP camps in our own country. Have you been to any one of them? It should never be so. It should never be so. We should not treat ourselves like that. Government has a responsibility to ensure that when situations happen like that, compensation, resettlement takes place immediately and not keep citizens in that sort of condition for this long. And we are beginning to feel that, you know, it's become a multi-billion-dollar industry. Feeding some sacred cows in our country. It should not be so.
But are you also not worried? Okay, first, before I go to the next question, let me quickly talk about the Dapchi case that you mentioned right there. We had a president at that point in time who also happens to be a Christian. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. But you say the government hands was also involved in it, because when you look at what the world is painting, the way they are painting the country, it's as if there's an agenda against this country, talking about it, using the word genocide against Christians. Would you say we had a president who was a Christian at that point in time? Would you think he would have allowed such a thing to have happened, or probably we're just reading on undertone to this?
No. We all are aware what President Jonathan was doing to ensure a reversal of that situation and so many sabotages he suffered. The facts are there to speak for themselves. Now, he was gone for 8 years. Another administration came in that did absolutely nothing. In fact, as far as we're concerned, encouraged what these people were doing, ISWAP, Boko Haram. And have you bothered to find out what Boko Haram means? Al-Kitab, the people of the book, that's us Christians, must be wiped away. Haram means taboo. You know, Western life is taboo. The Westernization of is taboo. And then book, us, the people of the book, must be eliminated. And that has happened in Benue, Plateau, Taraba, Southern Kaduna, over and over again, repeatedly.
But when you talk Benue, we've also heard that there are some more undertones to it, like ethnic issues, clashes between ownership of lands and stuff like that. Can we also now ascribe that to also genocide against Christians?
you see, when we use the word genocide, let me bring you back to where I began.
Yeah.
There is a definition. International convention defines genocide in a particular way, and 5 conditions were laid out. Anytime any of those conditions are met, genocide had happened. That the government is embarrassed, it's not the problem. The problem should be, what is the government doing addressing this situation? So when the senators in America, now Ted Cruz and his company, are now moving it, of course, we know there could be political undertones, but are the facts available? Yes. Before you could come against me, if I do not give you the facts, you will have nothing to fight me. So can government do something urgently? And that brings us to security. What is government doing to secure Nigerians? It's their fundamental duty to secure life and property. Now, I know, and the government is making the argument, is not only Christians are killed.
The Muslims are also killed.
Muslims are also killed. Now, that again brings us to Boko Haram.
Okay. Let me hold your thought a little bit. Let's quickly go on this commercial break. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
The PFN leader, SCT chapter, talking about Israel Abiam with us this morning, taking a look at the insecurity issue, the recent protests, and also the genocide against Christians. And I was talking about the fact that there are so many indices that have been, indicators that have been made that you also qualify as genocide. But we are on the point where we were talking about the fact that not only Christians were killed. You were talking about that Muslims are also being involved.
Yes, and I was trying to explain to you that the Muslims that have been targeted are the so-called liberal, westernized Muslims. I mean, Boko Haram. Haram is for, okay? So wherever you see Muslims killed, those are the ones that these terrorists read as westernized. And don't get it twisted, please. There are known groups, Islam, Boko Haram, herdsmen, who are out. You're talking about the scramble for land, for crying out loud. Communities that have existed centuries. And then you come into the community with your life and takeovers and homes. And when you organize man, wiping the communities out, it qualifies straight away as genocide. Whether government is embarrassed or not, that's the.
So you also talked about the settlement part. The Kushwitz part, you are blaming the government, the one they've had the after effect of what has happened. So you think government is not doing enough when that?
I do not think government is doing enough. Nigeria is country. The communities to re-establish the communities and so on and so forth. So you do not allow people to remain in the IDP camps for so long. Five years after, 1 year is after, English government has turned their backs on their people. It should never be.
So that means to some extent, government is also giving room for all the acquisition community.
Government should set up a national committee headed by trusted Nigerians known to investigate these matters. Let justice be done. How can must not just be done, it must be seen to be done. Those responsible for such heinous brought personal property, homes, and how when they are needed, the need is strong. So to high justice. Let them set up a national high-powered combat dead people. Let your people be compensated, re-established. It's a whole process. And then as government gets involved, the people will see, pressure community see that this is happening. I mean, is it not sad when we get told that they will release the names of those behind these terrible incidences, and we keep, government has intelligence. They have the intelligence to do so. We never get to know who, and yet sometimes they will tell us the people are high-powered people in high government places and so on and so forth. No, they've taken the Nigerians for granted for a long time, so it's backfiring now at the international level against us as a people.
A certain military head of state once said that when an insurgency goes beyond a day, government has to be involved. But would you say it's different when it comes to handling insurgency under a military system of government compared to a democratic system of government? The mode of operation is quite different. Well, maybe that's the reason why it lasts longer when you're under a democratic system of government compared to when you're under a military system of government.
I am sorry to disagree with you because, as I said, government is a continuous business. Whether it's military administration, whether it's democratic civilian administration, the structures are in place. The architecture of our security is in place to do the needful.
But will people not see it as something like, just like the Western world has described it as genocide against Christians? Would they not see the government side to go far and put a feet on the ground and do something and start accusing them?
The government goes after the criminals. This is crime. Government systematically go after the perpetrators, bring them to book. Let justice be served. Once justice is served and everybody sees, there will be no accusation. There will be no accusation. The accusation that is standing against our government today is their lack of action. Of course, you know that this administration just came 2 years ago or so. So, I mean, nobody's accusing them of committing or supporting the genocide going on. What we are saying is that they are not doing enough first to stop it and then to take the people that are victims into consideration and properly take care of them. That's what we're saying as far as this administration is concerned. So there is need for this government to rise up and do. When you go to the IDP camps, I am telling you, your heart will be broken. No medical care, no food. The people are hungry. It's a blight on our nation.
Wow, really sad. But with the way things have happened so far, and we therefore, you also think the way government has reacted to this accusation is also in good light. When you put into consideration, when this kind of story continue to get reactions, it continues to paint Nigeria in bad light. And we don't want the kind of situation where U.S. now see us as an enemy. Do you think government has also reacted very well to it, the way and manner they've gone about trying to really put the story out there?
And from where we see things, government should not even engage in the rhetorics and press, all of those things. No, it's needless. Do the needful. Take the conditions that have given rise to these accusations away. Those are the facts. Deal with the facts on ground. There's no need to deny. If government goes in now and do the needful in the communities that are affected, first get the security, our armed forces, our security forces, we must give them kudos. We congratulate them, we thank them for what they are doing for our nation, but government needs to do more. We have cases where operatives of our security forces have come out to say that they are being compromised. The certain instructions are coming. They want to take actions, but order from above stops them from taking those actions. It should never be so. Those in the field should be allowed to do their work. And then government should give them all the things they require. I know there are constraints on government, no doubt, but security is a primary responsibility of the government to take care of. They must do something we know they can do.
But some people also say the PFN has also been quiet when it comes to this, since this accusation came to light, to also state the fact and put the institutions where it's supposed to be. The PFN has been quiet about it. No, what do you say about that?
We've not been quiet. We've not been quiet. We are part of CAN.
Yeah.
CAN has made a statement. We have also made a statement that our position is CAN's position. We are.
And what is that position?
That position is that, yes, genocide has happened and is happening in Nigeria, and that the government needs to do something about it. We don't believe that this government is behind the genocide, but that this government has done little or nothing since it came on board to stop the genocide and address the issues that have arisen as a result of the genocide ongoing.
Interesting right there. I must say a big thank you to the PFN leader, FCT chapter, Mr. Barrister, Apostle Israel Abiam, for joining us this morning and shedding light on the insecurity issue in the country and how best the government can really tackle it. I just hope they are listening and pay attention to it, because it's important for us to correct the wrong narrative that is outside there. But the effort of the government will determine how the entire world gets to see Nigeria. I must say thank you to you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm from Abuja Network Studio. We are going over to our Lagos Network Studio. We had a conversation on This Morning on ITV. Continue.
Thank you so much for staying. We're still on CMI, the continuation on news and current affairs program. I am Marcelina Unko, and of course I have Patricia Gebres here with me. Hello, Patricia. Good morning.
Thank you for staying.
Okay, our guest this beautiful morning that would help us talk about our topic for today is Dr. Victor Ohai, a political affairs analyst. Hello, good morning, Dr. Victor.
Good morning.
Good morning, Doctor.
Thank you for
Good
coming.
morning. Thank you.
Thank you for always showing up. All right, the topic today we would be talking about is about forthcoming 2027 election. APC talks. 2027 election talks about APC and ADC. It's just like a fight between the APC and the ADC. You know, ADC coalition came on board to be able to unseat the current ruling party, which is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is why they formed this all ADC coalition stuff. And APC boasts ethnic politics won't stop at Tinubu. ADC confident it will unseat him. At this point, ADC is confident that they would be able to unseat Bola Tinubu for this forthcoming 2027 election. And that is basically what we'll be looking at today from Lagos. All right, Dr. Victor Ohai. Okay, Patricia, do you have anything to say?
Yes, okay, just like you have introduced the topic we're going to be talking about here from the Lagos studio, I'm just going to go straight to Doctor. And so, Doctor, the AC is so confident it will unseat APC.
Yeah.
On what basis do they make this confidence claim?
Okay, so it's a historical judgment. Let me explain. You recall that it took a coalition. Oh my! It took a coalition to what you.
Okay, so Doctor, you were saying.
Yeah, so take this away. So it took a coalition to do it before, and it is hoped, and the same people that did it before are the ones who are in this coalition, and they're hoping to use the same strategy. You know, it's like they know the secret, they know what they did, and so they are hoping that they can apply the same strategy, you know, to unseat the current administration.
And do you think it's going to work?
If I had that answer, I'll make a lot of money on it because you know, if you can predict rightly what can happen at all times, you'll be so
but
rich.
Do you want to say that's the only confidence they have to boast that they're going to unseat APC come 2027? No,
see, there are going to be a lot of things. One of them is the fact that I always say that the next election is for APC to lose. What I mean by APC to lose is they will determine whether they win or lose. If the people are happy with you, it will be difficult for the opposition to unseat you. But if they're not happy with you, then obviously the opposition will not find it too difficult because the people on ground will cooperate against the ruling party. So yeah.
Okay, at this point, do you think Nigerians are ready for alternative party like the ADC, or will it take a bigger coalition?
Okay, so ADC itself is not a coalition. It's an existing party. But what is hoped is that when the time comes, there will be a coalition of various parties in cahoot with ADC to unseat the current administration. However, what has happened in the ADC is you find the situation, what you might call a coalition within the party ADCs, people coming from the various parties, PDP, those disgruntled with PDP, those disgruntled with APC, SDP, and the rest of them coming into ADC and using that as a special purpose vehicle for grabbing power, taking over power from the incumbent.
Okay, we've been seeing a couple of defections, different governors defecting from their party joining the APC. And currently, Bayelsa State Governor resigned, but hasn't said the party is joining yet. But there are a lot of speculations, of course, saying he would join the APC. And now we are seeing that people are defecting, parties, governors are defecting to join the APC. And at this point, I'm a little bit surprised because ADC is very confident, very, very confident that they would be able to unseat Tinubu. Remember, this happened during Jonathan. That was how they actually unseat Jonathan, the ADC, the coalition stuff. And now ADC, they are very confident, knowing fully well that a lot of governance at this point is defecting from ADC to APC. What would you have to say about that?
They're defecting. Some people are joining ADC, some are joining APC.
Yes.
PDP appears to be the biggest casualty. However, I don't think it should be something to worry about because, like a tree would, the leaves would wither and new ones will emerge. So I don't see that as a problem at all. However, where is the confidence of ADC coming from? The people who worked closely with the incumbents, with President Tinubu, Ahmed Tinubu, and the late Buhari, they held midnight meetings. They connived, they colluded, they put moles in the administration of Jonathan to undermine him. It is those same people. They are using the same playbook. But will it work? If it's the same playbook that they use to unseat Jonathan, and the people who operated this playbook are still in the APC and they're in the ADC. Is there something new the ADC people will bring into the table? That's the question. Whether it will succeed or not depends on who can outwit the other the most. But I will keep repeating that the next election is for APC to lose. That is, to decide whether to win
or
lose. And it's important to play politics. Up until now, what the administration has been doing is like they say, okay, they're putting out programs out there that will strengthen the economy and all that, which is all well and good. And along the line, too, they're also playing their politics because in the recruitment of INEC chairman was predictable.
Yeah.
Several appointments have been predictable. Predictable in the sense that you can just see that from day one, everything is geared towards 2027. How to win 2027, every decision. Now, what is happening with the defections is something which Nigerians may or may not be aware of. We don't know exactly what is happening, but it is not ordinary for, I don't think it's for the love of APC. Personally, that's my opinion, that all these governors are defected.
Yeah.
I suspect, I may be wrong, that people may be exposing, it's like flashing dossiers in front of them. Say, oh boy, we get some information here, behave or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And although they have immunity now, but the fear of life after government, because it's possible to, Sarkozy just went to jail yesterday for 5 years, former president in France. It can happen here. Governors have been known to go to jail in Nigeria, ex-governors. It has happened. So I think that, and again, many of them too are, the threat of withholding allocations or supporting them in their projects to make them look good towards the next election. And I think I also see fear also of that federal might in election rigging as being part of the thing that may be forcing many of them to change. I'm not strictly convinced that it's for the love of APC or its ideology.
Dr. Victor, some APC leaders, including former Minister Ralph Aribishola, say the time has come. That is his word. He said the time has come for real change. That he believed the public frustration over economic hardship, insecurity, and failed promises will drive a wave to support towards the opposition. And at this point, a lot of people are saying that, okay, this is the Bola Ahmed Tinubu region, and with what we are seeing, insecurity, food insecurity, and all, poverty, high rates of poverty. And now him saying this, don't you think the people, do you think they would want to like follow this thing that he's just said? You know, we're seeing all those things. We go to the markets, we get stuff, we see the prices of things in the market, and with all of that, do you think people would want to still see that the current ruling party emerged as a winner for the forthcoming 2027 election?
Okay, I still think that there needs to emerge a very strong and credible third force. That's what ADC should have represented, but unfortunately, it's the same people. They have been in PDP, they've been in APC, they are the ones in ADC.
Yes.
So what is different?
True.
What are they bringing to the table? So at the end of the day, I'm not sure that Nigerians are seeing or going to experience anything different, whoever emerges from any of these three parties. What we need is, you know, a situation where we have a party that is ideologically based, that is that has, if you like, new faces, but people also new does not necessarily mean totally new. You must come with a track record as well of public service or service in private or public sector with things to deliver. Like, for instance, that's why we have very many brilliant and intelligent minds.
Sure.
And some of them could come and emerge in a different party altogether. And if Nigerians see something like that, then I think I think that if they see a fresh face, credible, that they love, that probably has the kind of aura that Obi has, they will go for that person. Because right now, I think Nigerians are just tired of this same old
faces.
Yes,
Faces.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, Dr. Victor, thank you for that. Let's go to ethnic politics. The APC claims that ethnic politics won't stop Tinubu. What evidence is APC pointing to in making those claims?
Okay, I even need to understand what they mean by ethnic politics. What I don't know if you can expatiate what ADC means by saying ethnic politics cannot help APC.
Well, I mean, I think they are talking about ethnicity, you know, the region where the president comes from. Everybody is going to, just like the language he used, Emilokon.
Tribalism also.
Yes, its followers are also saying that tribalism, ethnicity, you know, all that put together.
There's a point there in the sense that hunger does not discriminate.
Okay.
Poverty does not discriminate. At the filling station, the price does not discriminate. So we all face the same reality. We go to the same markets. We face the same challenges as a people. To that extent, the ADC people may have a point. But as you know, let me use Lagos as an example.
Okay.
Every time there's before election, the Igbo people live very well with the Yorubas in Lagos. Everything works very well. But when it's time for election, the politicians will come and divide neighbors who have been living together, no wahala, and they say, they want to take over our Lagos.
Yeah.
And check very well. The person who is saying they want to take over our Lagos is probably from Osun State. He's not an indigenous of Lagos. He has taken over Lagos from the real Lagosians. They have been oppressing Lagosians for so long, the real indigenes of Lagos. These are a bunch of people who have come and deprived the indigenes of Lagos of their heritage using language, cheating them, robbing them. When was the last time you had an indigene of Lagos as a governor in Lagos? In fact, the day I realized how serious this thing was the day I was with somebody who was a very close friend of mine then, still is, who later became a PAMSEC, but then he was not yet a PAMSEC in Lagos State Civil Service. He was from Lagos State.
Okay.
I was in his office, we were talking, and he was scared, even though his door was locked. His door was closed. He said, we cannot talk in our state. They will just crush us. That was the day I knew that they were living in bondage. No pun intended with the movie Living in Bondage. They were living in bondage in their own states, in their own state. The people who are oppressing them are using language from Osun State, Ogun State, Ondo State, what is the other? Oyo State, Ekiti. The real indigenes don't have a say. And the same thing that they are doing is what they are accusing other people of. They said the Igbo people want to take over.
Yeah.
They want to take over your place. So meanwhile, they are the real
ones.
I don't want to use any negative word because I'm on air, but they are the ones who have come to John 10:10. Do you understand? They have come to take over their land. You understand? So, and that's what politicians do. They divide and rule using religion, as happens in the north. I just use Lagos as an example. In the north, they do the same thing. What do? That's where suddenly people you have been living with peacefully become pagans. They are no longer people you should associate with. These are unbelievers, pagans. We cannot have a pagan rule over us. We cannot, but meanwhile, all the while you've been living peacefully. You go to the same market, they teach you in school. When you go to receive medical treatment in the hospital in the north, you don't care whether it's a Christian or a Muslim. The teacher that teaches, you don't care if it's a Muslim or a Christian. When you go to the bank to collect your money, the man behind the counter or who owns the bank, you don't care if it's a Christian or a Muslim.
Okay, doctor, let me quickly follow up to this question. How do you think all this will be stopped before 2027 elections? Because it just has to be stopped for us to get a good vote.
No, see, it's difficult. The politicians have mastered the art of divide and rule. So the issue of ethnicity, which was your original question, they will play the ethnic card. They will play the religious card. There's no ruling it out. We have seen that playbook repeated over and over in Lagos State. They will take it to a national level. They will do it. He's our son. We have to vote him again. Do you understand? So that is the ethnic part. Then the religious part, they will bring it up again. It's always the case.
I saw a video, Dr. Victor, on the internet of a woman that came out to say that, then we Yorubas in Lagos, she's in Lagos, and she was like, we Yorubas, we're tired, we're no longer voting for tribalism. We are voting for the person we know would do the works. We know that, okay, would come out and be able to stand for Nigerians, be our voice. Of course, these people are there to serve us, they're there to serve us. But a lot of people are like, okay, this is why you were elected in, this is why you were voted in, but we are actually not seeing the things. It's not like they're doing populations, they are not doing enough. And the woman made mention, she was like, at this point, we are not going to vote with tribalism. We're not going to vote with tribalism. We are voting for who we know would come and do the job and come do the job, come represent the people. You're there to serve the people, come serve the people. What is it say?
Well, in fairness, I mean, look at the results from Lagos in the last election, the presidential elections. Tinubu lost Lagos. He didn't win the presidential election. And then they had a rebound quickly. And then, of course, those same cards were played, and then they won back the governorship. So it tells you that not every Yoruba house or Igbo man is tribalistic, in fairness.
True.
Not everybody is. There are many people who will vote with their eyes wide open, who will vote their conscience, who will pick whoever they consider is the right person. There are many, and I give it to them. And on the other hand, there are, of course, the others who, and see, why I worry is that there's politics of stomach infrastructure. That rules. There's still poverty in the land. Poverty has been weaponized as a political tool.
Yeah.
So you find a situation where both in the north and in the south, you deliberately keep people poor, impoverish people, so that when election time comes, you use money to sway votes or to buy over votes. In some cases, what they do is They buy over their card,
voter's card.
the voter's card, and all, they offer them money, collect it. Even if they don't use it to vote, they use it to ensure that you do not vote one way or another.
Okay,
another
Doctor,
strategy they use is that where they are able to, they go to the INEC office, collude, collect the cards from maybe certain ethnic groups where they think they might vote
just to
vote
mention
against
those,
them.
Yes, and
those
then
sets
just
of people do
either
not
destroy
vote.
them or throw them away. We've seen cards being seen in
Yes,
gutters
in
and
the
all
last
that.
elections,
Yes, we've seen them. So I'm not saying anything that is not happening.
Dr. Victor, you talked about maybe a fresh face coming in. We have a lot of great people in diaspora. That's what you said. But I also
And
know
locally as well.
Yes, I know that in the past we've had a candidate who came, I think, from the US or somewhere, but he wasn't recognized because
No. See, okay, don't get me wrong. It's not coming from US. It's not any big deal. And if you travel there now, spend 3 months and come back, you are still in Nigeria. It doesn't mean anything. I'm talking about great ideas. I'm talking about people with ideas, and they are bound everywhere. Okay, so they could be within, they could be from without. So coming from their perspectives, you've seen how things work. Even though a lot of our people, even in government now, schooled abroad as well, or travel all the time, they see how things work. But I'm saying that people have not been tainted by the system, who are not comfortable in the mire that is Nigerian politics today. People who will come and want to do things differently. There are some within the system, but the system is choking them. You know? But we also need people who will come and say, look, I'm not here. Like I keep saying, the president that will change Nigeria is a president who will come and not care about second term. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't come, okay.
Because
which means you hit the ground running and doing the right thing and not bother about the next election.
Okay, Dr. Victor, what are the keys? I want you to tell me the key electoral risk that we should monitor in the lead up to 2027 election. Is it voter apathy, violence, manipulations, defections?
You mentioned them well. We can take them one after the other.
Okay.
Let's start with
Voter
that.
apathy. Yeah.
The issue of apathy, it will even get stronger. Because I speak to a lot of people. Sometimes, if I'm not driving and I'm using Uber, for instance, I'm talking to a driver, could we come from the airport or whatever, and he says, okay, no worry. No, now your vote put them there. They will tell you straight, now your vote put them there. Whether you vote, you not vote, they don't enter, they go enter. Why should I why should I go out and vote? They not, now our vote put them there. So when you begin to hear things like that, it shows, you see apathy, you see hopelessness.
Yes.
Not because that's what they want, but it's like, look, no matter what I do, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to work.
My vote is not going to count.
That is dangerous. That's not very good for our democracy.
Yeah.
So there's going to be apathy. You cannot rule it out. People have lost hope. And then what are the other points again that we're talking about?
Violence, manipulation.
You see, you cannot rule it out. Right now, the violence that is characterized by voting in a place like, let's say, Lagos, for instance, where certain people are marginalized through NURTW or some thugs and all that. Those same people have gone to Abuja. They have national level now. You can't rule it out. I just singled out that one, but it's like that all over. These people will always engage thugs. And that's why you see, you continue to see kidnapping, you continue to see violence and robbery everywhere. Because how many times have we seen container loads full of cache of arms and arms? Where are they going to? Armed robbers will not order such large
amount of
arms, you know. So the politicians are the ones. They will buy this pump rifles, or what do they call them? Action pump rifles, or I forgot how they call them.
AK-47.
And the AK-47s and the rest. Pump action, sorry. That one is different. The AK-47s, pistols and all that. They do that. They arm these thugs, these criminals. Sometimes go assassinate their opponents just so they can grab power. And you know, once you have given them this thing, after election, you can't collect those arms back. It becomes their property.
Okay,
So
sir.
we're going to say that. And
Okay.
Okay.
Having said all of this, and the 2027 election is coming close,
Yes,
because as it is, 2026 seems to be out of the calendar. So they all point their fingers to 2027 elections. Having said all of this, do you think Nigeria will move fully away from identity-based voting?
What do you mean by identity-based voting?
Well, I know you. Identity. Your identity is what I'm voting for, not because you could perform.
Well, let me put it this way: you don't vote for spirits. To vote, you must be popular.
Yeah.
To be popular, you must be known.
True.
Okay. However, how you get popular or how you get identified is a different matter. Okay. So somebody can raise your hand. You can be somebody that is not known at all, and then somebody raise your hand and say, let's vote for this guy. Everybody will queue behind and vote for that person because they trust the person
That's raised your
that
hand.
raised your
Okay.
hand. Some have been in the public sphere. You know, there are people who have played with the idea of, VDM should stand for election.
Yes.
How? Because it's been identified in the public space.
Exactly.
Not necessarily for his ability to rule or anything, but okay, he's a voice. He's looking after the people. It does not mean he can administer or be a good leader.
Because
Not
it's
necessarily.
been known.
But that he's known. So on the issue of identity, obviously you have to be known to be voted for. One way. People will be voting. Yes, they'll be voting for party, but they also will be voting for candidates. You know, so.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Victor Ohai, for helping us analyze this particular topic. Let's keep our fingers crossed to 2027 election and see who emerge as the president. Okay, this is all we've got for you from Lagos on TMI this beautiful morning. Of course, I have my co-anchor here, Patricia, with me. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
All right, do join Benin for, we'll be handing over to Benin for the continuation on CMI. Do stay active.
News update at 9:30. My name is Evan Sunokogi. Residents of Oedo community in Benin City have benefited from a free fuel giveaway organized by Dr. Nicholas Felix Foundation International, aimed at easing transportation challenges and supporting low-income earners. Ofuraneta reports that the exercise attracted large crowds, motorists, tricycle operators, and motorcyclists who trooped out as early as 10 a.m. to take advantage of the offer.
By 10 a.m., long queues had already formed at the Shafa filling station, Downson Junction, at Bopava Road, where the foundation's team supervised the smooth distribution of free fuel to beneficiaries. The initiator and CEO of Dr. Nicholas Phillips Foundation, Dr. Nicholas Phillips said the initiative aligns with the foundation's vision of touching lives, empowering communities, and bringing relief to the less privileged.
We are here to just give out free fuel. This started in 2014, even in the United States. We decided to bring it here. And what a better time to bring the renewed hope to the people, to let them know that there is hope. I know fuel is one thing now that everybody talked about since the removal of the fuel subsidy. So we just decided to come and put a smile in the face of the people. As you can see, especially the bike man, the keke nape, the bus driver, they are so excited, and that's what this is all about.
Beneficiaries expressed gratitude, describing the gesture as timely, thoughtful, and a clear demonstration of genuine concern for the welfare of ordinary citizens.
I'm very, very happy to be among the benefactors of this foundation. More grace to his able.
It's a real privilege to have somebody like Dr. Nicholas Felix, who has come to give Edo State people free fuel. I would advise that people should acknowledge such a person to empower the less privileged so that it will be better for the society.
I'm very happy, and we thank him.
What he did for us, I really appreciate.
Dr. Nicholas Phillips, an Edo-born US-based pastor, entrepreneur, author, life coach, and a two-time presidential candidate, is widely recognized for his humanitarian and leadership contributions. Through his foundation, he has created over 1,000 jobs across Nigeria and the United States. From Benin, Ofuri and Neto, ITV News.
The chairman of Edo State Secondary Education Board, Dr. Rita Otiwo Erewele, says that she is open for ideas and suggestions that will reposition secondary education in Edo in line with the vision of Governor Monday Okpebholo. The superb chairperson made the commendation. The superb chairperson made the commendation after a meeting with board members and staff after resumption at her office in Palm House, Benin City. Kingsley Uchegbu has the details.
Chairman, Edo Secondary School Education Board, SSEB, Dr. Rita Otiwo Erewele, on assumption of duty, was received by board members as she proceeded to hold her inaugural meeting with the board. She also met with directors and staff, where she sued for teamwork and cooperation, assuring them of partnership that will reposition secondary education in Edo in line with the national policy on education. Spokesperson for the SSEB staff, Comrade Eosa Waifo, assured of effective partnership with the new chairman and board to transform the secondary education value chain.
Senator Monday Okpebholo's policy and statement is to make sure that there is quality education, which will make those from senior secondary school transit easily to tertiary education and make them academically independent.
You said we are going to enjoy your administration, so also you are going to enjoy the staff. The staff are willing to work.
From the meeting, the team proceeded on an assessment visit to Itohan Girls Grammar School and were received by the principal, Senior Secondary School, Mrs. Cassington Osifo. They also monitored the ongoing continuous assessment tests for secondary students in preparation for external examination at Imagure College in Oredo and concluded at Ewarake Secondary School in a local government area with inspection of the remodeled secondary school by Senator Monday Okpebholo.
I've seen massive development, massive renovation by our able governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, because of his interest and vision for senior secondary education, which is quality. He has actually provided conducive work environment for the teachers and students for effective teaching and learning process. Because his vision is to make sure Edo State comes out first ranking in the country in their external exams.
Dr. Rita Otiwo Erewele had received a warm reception from SSEB teachers from the 18 local government areas on arrival to monitor the issuance of the employment letters. Kingsley Uchegbu, ITV News.
Arrangement has been perfected for a special court session in honor of later Justice James Uyi Oyomire, who passed away on 6th July 2025. A statement by the Chief Registrar, Edo State High Court of Justice B.O. Sawao Esquire, says that a special court session is scheduled for Friday, 24th of October 2025 at the Ceremonial Court Hall, a new High Court Complex, Sapele Road, Benin City, at 10 in the morning. According to the statement, Justice James Oyomire served in various capacities in Edo State Judiciary as a magistrate, chief registrar, and a judge before his retirement on 22nd May 2018. Traders in the New Benin market in Benin City have declared their support for a newly endorsed Iyeki, Madam Aimieroviye Osaige as Iyeki, also known as a market women leader, describing the decision as a collective effort to uphold long-standing market traditions and reaffirm loyalty to the Oba of Benin. Ofura Neto reports that the traders led by the market's vice chairwoman gathered in a festive atmosphere to officially welcome their new Iyeki amid songs and celebration.
In a jubilant mood, traders of New Benin Market, led by the executive, sang songs of praise as they received their newly endorsed Iyeki, Madam Aimieroviye Osaige. Vice Chair Lady of the market, Dickiness Doris Eboigbe, who led the group, explained that the endorsement of Madam Osaige followed due consultation. She noted that recent attempts by some individuals to conduct an election for the position were rejected, stressing that the office of Iyeki is not determined by election, but by consensus among traders.
Our Iyeki where we endorse, now we go show the market, say make they see and say, already with the market, we don't choose her. We want one life so that make everybody see and say the best way we put, the best way go feel represent us.
Other market executives maintained that it is against tradition to appoint an inexperienced or young trader to the position, describing Madam Osaige as a seasoned trader with over 50 years of experience in the market.
Power of fish come down, come and rain in New Benin market.
That's it. It's a matter of when the market women come together, they elect a leader, a mother for themselves.
I'm 53 years in this market now. I never experienced it where they contest Iyeki.
And they bring the AG man now to come and meet me here, say, look the one they choose. I'm happy.
In her response, the newly endorsed Iyeki, Madam Aimieroviye Osaige, expressed gratitude to the traders for their confidence. She also appreciated the Oba of Benin for his continuous efforts in promoting peace and unity across markets in the Benin Kingdom.
Eni kawe mugbe ni abe yawe no mawe kinana oba atokpe.
From Benin, Ofure and Neto, ITV News.
Residents of Sapele Road bypass access in Benin City have appealed to Edo State Governor Senator Mode Okpebholo to come to their rescue over the deplorable condition of the road. Emmanuel Akpololoho reports that the residents, including market women, artisans, commercial drivers, and businessmen, lament the harrowing experiences they go through on a daily basis. The report is presented by Williams Yama.
Some of the scenes at different portions of the road that have constituted a nightmare to motorists. Some lorry and articulated vehicle owners lamented that they spent 3 and 4 days on one spot while the goods being conveyed are damaged. In extreme situations, lives are lost through avoidable accidents.
We are going through a lot of difficulties in regards to this dilapidated road. It's impossible. We don't suffer from no city to eat, to do everything don't block. I don't know this is Friday, till now no way. The road is so bad.
From here to bypass, now if I go ring road now, I go use 800 naira enter machine reach Ogege Junction. Then I'll use 1,000 naira again enter motor from Ogege Junction to ring road, the same road.
I don't spend about 4 days for here now. My lobe don't hook. It don't ground for about 3 times now. How much I don't spend?
Some natives and residents in the area, while narrating their ordeal, appealed to the Edo State government for urgent intervention.
It don't reach 1 week where road block. We not the same market. I beg na Sapele Road now we dey so for all market. This our road we dey suffer well. We don't dey sell for market again. We are come is one please come and help us for this road.
The trucks that they pass through here, they very much, and most of them
they above the normal standard haulage. So, yes, really payment go dey okay here. 5 lanes and all that stuff. So, palliative no go too work here again.
In a recent interview, Edo State Commissioner for Works, Honorable Felix Akabwe, reiterated the state government's commitment to rehabilitate deplorable roads across the state.
Be rest assured that under my watch, many of the roads that are failed, we ensure we attend to them.
It is the hope of residents in the area that government will match words with action to bring relief to motorists, house owners, and other road users. From Benin, Willem Siama, ITV News.
In the meantime, the Federal Road Safety Corps Edo State sector has activated plans to overcome delays in obtaining driver's license and number plates by printing an average of 15,000 driver's license daily to clear the backlog before the second week of November 2025. Sector Commander RS 51 Commander Cyril Matthew disclosed this and other measures during a press conference to flag off the 2025 Ember Month Road Safety Sensitization Campaign. Jola Adeojo reports.
According to crash statistics released by the Federal Road Safety Corps covering the period from 15th December 2024 to 15th January 2025, 432 persons were killed, while 2,070 others sustained injuries from 533 reported road crashes nationwide. The need to address these infractions informed the flag-off of the 2025 Ember Month Sensitization Campaign, themed Take Responsibility for Your Safety, a yearly initiative through which the Corps intensifies its advocacy on safer road use. Briefing journalist, Sector Commander Cyril Matthew outlined strategic plans to step up awareness and curb reckless driving often associated with the season.
Federal Road Safety Corps has mapped out the following actionable measures. Deployment of FRC personnel and special marshals across major highways and crash-prone corridors nationwide. Organizing town hall meetings to strengthen collaboration with transport unions, security agencies, and other critical road safety stakeholders for a seamless Ember Month campaign.
The sector commander also revealed that plans have been activated to overcome the perennial delays in obtaining driver's licenses and number plates across the state.
Our printing facility has been upgraded to print an average of 15,000 driver's licenses to clear the backlog before the second week of November 2025. We are also about to commence the countless biometric capture with on-the-spot printing of the license, which all eliminate temporary licenses, thereby signaling the beginning of digitalized one-stop shop for processing driver's license.
From Benin, Jola Adeojo, ITV News.
The Delta State Police Command has apprehended the notorious drug dealer, Mr. Onos Afokhayene, in Jedu Town, Okbe local government area, along with another suspect in possession of 400 live cartridges in Asaba, the state capital. In a statement about the command's public relations officer, SP Edafe Bright, says the drug dealer was arrested on 10th of October 2025, following credible intelligence by operatives of Ororokbe Police Division. The statement explains that Onos Afokhayene has been on the wanted list of the police known for distributing large quantities of hard drug within Warri Metropolis and other surrounding communities. SP Edafe stated that the divisional police officer in charge of Ororokbe, CSP Paul Obawari, and his team swung into action and apprehended the alleged notorious drug dealer at a flashpoint where the suspect and other alleged hoodlums allegedly engaged in the sale and consumption of illicit drugs. The Delta State Police image maker said when the suspect sensed the approach of the police team, he attempted to escape, but the team swiftly closed in and arrested Onos Afokhayene and other hoodlums. Items recovered from the suspects were Canadian loud, Indian hemp, soaked weed suspected to be Indian hemp in dry gin locally known as monkey tail, several tramadol of various milligrams, and 2 POS machines suspected to be used for drug transaction. Hundreds of bandits operating in northern parts of Niger State are having field days as they carry out deadly attacks on innocent citizens, thereby displacing thousands of locals, while many kidnapped. Correspondent Emma Mohammed, who went on a fact-finding investigation on this incident, a kidnapping of locals in affected area, reports that the absence of security personnel appears to have given the bandits a free hand to attack their targets without any resistance.
Worst hit by the worsening insecurity are Ibeto, Salka, suburb of Kontagora, Nasko, villages around Zungeru, Wushishi, among others in Zone C of Niger State. The bandits operate from one village to another for almost 3 days, while villages like Ibeto and Nasko were attacked constantly for 3 days without any counter from security agents, and this led to kidnapping of 20 people in Ibeto town alone. A prominent politician, Honorable Yahya Ability, comment on the ravaged communities in Kontagora Emirate. Some eyewitnesses from Ibeto, including the councillor representing Ibeto ward, also raised their voices against the deteriorating security situation and called on the Niger State government to enter into negotiation with the bandits if the security agents cannot confront the bandits.
We are asking government to come and help us.
Women and children, more than 18 people, up to now you didn't come back home. So up to now, government, you didn't say anything about it. I don't know what is happening.
They enter here around 5 times. The first time they enter here, they kill one of the Sudan's son.
Chairman of Magama local government area, Safianu Yahaya, said, although government is doing its best to curtail incessant attacks in the area, there is need for a more collaborative effort among security agents. Meanwhile, a Minna-based peace ambassador, Alaji Ajiboye, called on the people of Niger State to intensify prayers in mosques and churches for peace to reign in the state. From Minna, headquarters of Niger State, Umar Mohammed, ITV News.
And with that story now, we're in the news update at 9:30. Thanking you for watching. Don't forget to join us at 2 o'clock for the world news. Up next is the TMI Socials section. Please stay tuned.